Perfect. Mm-hmm.
All right. Hello, everybody. We are back. Two nerds, one quest for another week of hijinks, lowbrow humor, and a story somewhere in the middle. So, I am your DM, JC. This gentleman over here, manning the controls, is Norm.
What's going on? I'm working on your image because you're not there.
I know I have a horrible image. My image is just. Sorry if I break anyone's computers,
Ah,
monitors. You make up for it though with the puppy. So the puppy
they,
cures all.
yeah, they can't see the puppy right now
No,
because the camera is. There's that.
honestly, you should put the camera on the puppy, Norm.
I know, right?
I mean, speaking of poor images.
There we go.
First things first. Apology for last week, holiday weekend. It was a bit of a rough weekend. I slept straight through due to mm, some libations. We'll just put it that way. My Saturday night was really good, and my Sunday was really kind of rough. I am
Yes.
glad I had Monday to help recover.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Saturday night to not remember.
Saturday night to not remember. Yep. Sunday night to go, what the, or Sunday day to go, what the hell did I do to myself? I'm too old for this now.
Uh huh. Morning, genius. Lazy Dragon.
The lazy dragon and Hizzy. Why do I do that? I'm about as white as you. Well, I suppose that was white.
Mm-hmm.
um,
If it makes you feel any better, I'm a little slow this morning myself.
it feels weird to talk about white right now.
Oh, right.
That's
Yeah, we'll skip over that. This is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. We'll.
just say this: love each other, be good to each other. That's it.
That's
We'll leave it
literally it.
there. Then. Love each other, be good to each other, people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all right. I was trying to pull up the chat real quick because I forgot to pull up the chat. Turn on
Minor.
the mic. It is minor, but if Lazy Dragon or Plant Lamp or anyone drop something in there, I want to be able to respond.
I'll tell you if anybody says you're ugly. I'll defend your honor.
Dude, you don't need to. I've already wrecked that. I know I'm not. Or am. I'm not. My image is bad. That's what we were talking
I know.
about. My forehead's like shiny today. It's weird. So, where were we? Is the question.
We had just left off where we got back to town. It was nighttime, I believe, or we got back and we were in the inn, and we were just about to have. Well, I was going to have a drink. I'm not sure what Ellie and Alphonse were going to do, but we have to sell some stuff, and we need to pick another quest, I believe.
Oh yes, oh yes. So you are back. Back in the Phandalin. Alright.
Back in the Phandalin saddle.
Back in Phandalin again. Sorry, I won't do that again.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. That's, yeah. Speaking of bad image. Yeah.
All right, the map is up.
Map is up. I have a different map up. I believe you guys ended up. Didn't you revisit the job board and decide you were going to go to help some dwarves or alert some dwarves about the dragon?
So we did not select anything because
No? Okay.
we went to Butterskull Ranch to
Yep.
because Ellie insisted.
Yep. Yeah.
So
Because of
we have
Alphonse.
the two jobs. We have the escort and we have the loggers.
Oh,
Chief.
yes. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not the dwarves.
I'm glad I wrote this shit down.
Yeah, I am glad you wrote it down too. I need to do better with that. So you guys are in Dealin, having a drink in the pub, basically, or the inn where you're going to spend the night. You head back to the inn. Honestly, you would have gotten there first because Ellie would have gone and helped Alphonse get set up with what he was going to try and do here. She comes in probably about an hour later and asks the bartender for a water and then comes over and sits down by you.
Don't you think it's time for something stronger after that last bit of travel?
Are we looking at heading out right away in the morning again?
No, we've got a couple things to do. We gotta get rid of these things that we've collected along the way. Gotta get rid of the axes and the javelins and stuff. And I think we deserve a night of rest.
Oh, okay.
The shop doesn't open till later, anyways, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, maybe I will have a drink then.
Sweet.
Alphonse is set up. He's already finding people to come and help him. He's gonna be all right. They'll get that ranch back up and running. He did mention to me he's a little bit worried about this dragon, so sooner we can figure out what's going on with that. Not that I want to take on a dragon, but
yeah. I'm not a fan of the dragon.
yeah. So the night continues. She eventually has a drink, and unless you have anything major you'd like to say to her, you guys will both end up sacking out for the night.
Nope.
All right. So waking up the next morning, you're looking for a inn, or not an inn, shop to head to sell off your stuffs. Let's see. I'm just trying to pull up. Let's see. Equipment.
And we actually had given a great axe to Alphonse, right? So we don't have 3, you have 2 of those.
Okay. So you head into I forget the name of the store. There's a store in Vandalin. Barthen's Provisions. You walk in and it is there's a balding human man, about 50 years old, standing behind the counter. Out in the shop itself, there are a couple of young clerks who are kind of straightening shelves, dusting stuff, making sure things are all in order for customers. And Barthen kind of he's leaning forward on the counter and he looks up at you and, customers, can I help you? You're muted.
Hey, there we go.
Hey.
Yeah, we got a couple things we need to unload. We got 2 great axes and 3 javelins. What can we get for them?
Great axes and 3 javelins. Can I see them?
Sure. I'll whip them out for you.
See, he's looking at it and he seemed kind of beat up. I'll give you I'll give you 20 gold for the 3, or for all of it.
I don't know. What do you think, Ellie? Good price? You seem to know a lot about stuff.
Given the condition they're in, I think it's a generous price, honestly.
All right. We'll take it.
You may be able to put a little time into them and clean them up. So go ahead and mark 20 gold into your inventory. And then, is there anything else I can get for you?
Ooh. What do you have for? I should probably get a new. See if I can upgrade my. Let's upgrade my rapier.
Your rapier.
Well, let's see what we have for rapier and bows.
Rapier and bows. You
So
start.
what can I have? I can have crossbow, hand, long sword, rapier, short sword. So a long sword would be better to have over a rapier, huh?
Are you able to use a longsword?
Yeah, it says I can have light armor, crossbow, hand, longsword, rapier, short sword, simple weapons.
Okay. Well, the reason you have a rapier is for dual wielding with your sword and your dagger. If you take a heavy weapon, or not necessarily a heavy weapon, but a weapon that doesn't have the light characteristic, you can't dual wield like that.
I haven't been dual wielding anyways.
Well, actually, the offhand needs to be light, I believe, is what it is. Yeah, you haven't been anyways. You've been using your bonus action to hide and shit. So a longsword may be a good idea for you if you want to continue down that road. Be a bit more of a combat-y.
Well, and I can carry both anyways and choose which one I want to use, right? Or can I only carry one at a time?
Yeah, no, you can carry both. You can carry both and choose which one you want to use. Do your long sword over your back or your other hip. Or put your dagger on your leg or whatever. In your boot. There's a dagger in my boot.
Finesse for sneak attack.
Oh, yes. You need finesse weapons for sneak attack damage. So you aren't going to want the longsword necessarily. That is, yeah.
All right. So what can we do for?
As far as a rapier goes, actually he kind of looks up at you and said, well, if you want, weapons and like armor and stuff, you're really at the wrong place. I have more like adventuring gear, camping gear, crowbars, hammers, pittons, backpacks, lanterns, torches, stuff like that. You'd want to go to the Lion Shield coaster. It's back down the road a ways, closer to the middle of town near the Shrine of Luck.
Crowbar, you say?
Yes. Yeah, you can buy a crowbar. I have a crowbar.
All right. Oh, I have a crowbar. Never mind.
That was a handy thing to have. It's good that you have one, especially if you look like the adventuring type. You end up in a dungeon. There's a door you need to get through. Sometimes crowbar's a good thing for you.
And they're good for hucking. Chucking at people.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't know. I don't do a lot of fighting.
All right. Thanks for the offer. Here's the stuff, and we'll take our gold. And we're out.
Okie dokie. So you're gonna head to the Lion Shield coaster then?
We're gonna go to the shop of melee damage.
As you approach this trading post, there's a sign shaped like a wooden shield with a blue lion painted on it. Dodgeball quote things. Thank you, Lazy Dragon. You can dodge a crowbar. You walk in and there is a little less than middle-aged human, behind the counter, and she looks at you skeptically at first.
Hey, I'm here to buy some stuff. What you got for me? I'm looking for possibly a new bow or rapier, maybe some armor. What can you do for us?
She's looking at you skeptically, and she turns and she sees Eliana and turns back to you with a pleasant grin.
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
No, I'm just not sure I can trust you. Her presence makes me feel I might be able to a bit better.
Well, that's hurtful. What do you think I'm gonna do?
I don't know what you're going to do, and that is the point. If I thought for a moment you would lay a finger on anyone in this town, you would not get anything from my shop.
I don't think you've been paying attention, lady.
I have been paying attention. I have not seen you before.
No,
You walk
but
with the cleric of the Thunder. That gives you some credibility in my eyes. If she was not with you, you would look like someone that I typically would not trust.
seems like a
Oh,
shitty way to run a business.
if I sold weapons or gear to someone that brought damage to this town and this town's economy, it no longer becomes a viable place to have a store when people don't stop there. If people aren't stopping there, I don't make any money.
Well,
It's
I've already
nothing
been
against you personally, sir. You
helping
just,
people, so you can feel at ease.
well, I'm glad that you've been helping people. If you want people to take more kindly to you, the getup is a little roguish.
There's a reason for that. Anyway, can you help us or not? We have some other people we need to help with.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking to upgrade my rapier or my bow, and maybe possibly some light armor.
Mm.
And I apologize for being rough and gruff. It's been a long week, to say the least.
Oh, let's see. We have several things. You have a rapier, you said.
I do.
Well, I'm looking for a specific chart. I'm not finding it.
Do you take trade-ins? Gently used.
Gently used trade-ins. It's been through
It's been through a couple orcs and a couple
orcs and a
manticore.
yeah.
No, I didn't use it with the manticore. I shot arrows at the manticore.
You took it out at one point. I don't know if you
Oh,
actually hit
that's
it.
right, I did.
Because I remember you dropped it by the
Uh-huh.
fireplace. I'm looking for a specific chart and I'm not finding it. I know it exists, but I hate that when it's like, oh shit, I know this exists. Where is it?
Thanks, genius. You know how smooth I can be.
Smooth.
Smooth with the ladies.
Let me do this.
Or not.
This will hopefully bring it up.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. Hmm. So, hello everybody. What I'm looking for is there's a chart that. Oh, you know what? I think I know where I have it. It's on my drive, I believe. There's a chart that gives relative prices of magical items and their like their price range based on their rarity. And I wanted to
All right.
I'm still looking for this. It's a chart that gives prices for magical weapons based on rarity. Or magical items, I should say.
I heard they were free.
And they're not free. Don't even go there.
So I didn't butter her up enough to get some free magical
Oh,
weapons.
hell no. In fact, she may try and make you pay more.
Yeah, I figured I was gonna say something else before I started being nicer. I was gonna tell her to take a giant flying leap onto the
There we go.
rapier. But
I found it. I don't know if you have enough money, but we'll find out.
you don't know if I have how much?
I don't know if you have enough money. We'll see. No, you probably don't. She even says, I do have a nice I do have a nicer rapier in back than this one for sure. And she goes in back and she brings it out and she lays it before you, and it is a finely crafted rapier. Does definitely look better than yours. It has a nice like handguard on it.
Rapier of stabbing.
Sticking with the pointy end, right? And actually, yes, it looks very much like needle. To just to put it in a just a larger version of needle that would work for like an adult male. This one would be honestly, I have a hard time letting this go for less than 500 gold.
You're right. I don't have enough for that.
Just looking at your gold, I'm like, yeah, I need to give him more money.
I'm like, 400 shy.
You are level 3, so you're about to the point where that total will start making more sense with your character. So,
that seems to be a bit over my price range. Anything, maybe anything around the lesser?
anything else I would have as
Yeah, how
far
much
as
are manticore? I have those manticore spines. Thanks, genius.
Oh, do you want to try and sell the manticore spines? Do you bring those out and like set them on the counter as like kind of a what would you give me for these?
Yeah, yeah. What kind of trade in? Like, if I traded in my current rapier, how much is that worth? What what can we do here?
Well, let's see. You have the manticore spines. You have this rapier. Let me actually. Okay, those. I would. Let me see. I need to. Give me one moment. And she goes and gets a book out of her back room.
Did we ever determine what those teeth were, JC, or they were just teeth?
They were just teeth.
So basically, I'm holding some guy's teeth for no reason.
Yeah, some orcs' teeth. Yeah.
Okay.
They were important to the orc.
I should probably just get rid of those at some point. That's creepy.
Carried around this dead orc's dead teeth from something that was either special to him or something that like he killed or something.
You know what? I'm gonna keep them. They're my trophy.
All right.
That's gonna be a weird thing that I can creep people out with later.
I'm actually looking this up because I know there's a different. Oh, here we go. It was a manticore.
What if I just traded you in all my clothes and walked around naked? Would that do it?
This is not that type of business, but there are places you may be able to get some money from that. In larger towns, we don't have one of those here. Um, um, how many of those spikes do you have?
It says I only have one.
Says you. Oh yeah, because you gave some away
Yeah.
for the poison
Uh huh.
arrows that you received. I need to bookmark this because this is an awesome page. So she says I can give you 50 gold for the tail spine from the mana core.
How much? 50?
50.
Because I really don't have a use for that. Because
You still have vials of poison. Depending on how much you want to get rid of. I mean, I don't know.
I have 2
What
potions of
is
healing. Like what? Like what poison?
the poison that was drawn from the other spines that you had given.
Did she give me poison?
She gave you a couple vials
Oh,
of poison.
that's right. I
I
did put.
remember
Oh,
Plant Lamp laughing about my comment to not drink the
yep.
poison.
Yep. Yep. I need to add that to my inventory. I forgot.
So you lost them along the way, is what you're telling me.
Nope. Nope.
There were
Nope.
3 of them.
I would never do such a thing.
So she says I can give you 50 gold for the tail spine. I can give you another 13 gold for your old rapier, but I'm not sure where that puts you as far as getting this one.
Well, what what else do you have? Do you have maybe a different shorts, like a different rapier? Maybe that's not as expensive, or maybe a some kind of upgraded bow.
I could.
Maybe. Maybe.
What is your price range currently, sir? I mean,
Uh, well,
I
with the 50 and the 13 from the current rapier, that would put me at. Math is tough. Math is tough. Wait. Do. Let's do this. Let's do this. Add that. 171.
171. Well, sir, we could get you into possibly some better armor. I don't know that I have a bow that's going to be much better for you.
So, and the light upgrading armor from leather to the light armor would be like what, increasing my armor class, or it could
No,
do.
it literally is you would take off the leather armor. It's another item
Yep.
that you would have. So there is studded leather armor, and then if you went into like medium armor, if you're
I can only do light.
you can only do light.
Mm-hmm.
So studded leather armor would be the next upgrade you could get.
And what would be the benefit of that?
It's another +1 to your AC.
Okay.
So,
How much is that?
she goes in back and um, takes it out and brings it out to you, and she lays it on this leather armor, kind of similar to yours, but there are these large leather studs up and down the chest of it, and it looks like it would actually protect you better
Mm-hmm.
without impeding your movement too much. She said this armor here, this would be 45 gold.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I can do that for you. Are you keeping the armor you'd be wearing?
No,
You're wearing?
no, I'll sell that back to you if you're willing to take it.
I could give you 5 gold for it. I mean, I do have some sets in back, so it's not. And honestly, it looks like it's been used a bit.
Trust me, I've almost died 3 times in it.
Is it cursed? Maybe
Nope.
I shouldn't take it.
No, it's not cursed. I might be, but the armor's not.
Okay. There is a changing room off to the side here if you'd like to use that.
Yes, please.
So you go off, change out of the, so you can look for studded leather. Would
So
be
I'm
the type.
removing leather.
Yep.
And let's add.
And just make sure you put it on.
So just studded leather.
Yep, it should be studded leather. Did you find it?
Yep.
Okay.
And you said that was 45?
Take 40 out of your, because you're gonna give her. She's giving you 5 for your.
I added the 5 already, so I added the 5.
Oh.
I'll remove 45.
Okay.
I did it the hard way.
It's all good.
The way I like to do things.
It's the fun way to do it, especially if you're a guy.
And not good at math.
Lowbrow humor.
Uh-huh. All right, so that leaves me 118.
Yep.
What about daggers? Because I just have 2 regular daggers. Anything magical up in this piece?
You're gonna run into the same issue you had with your rapier.
So
basically,
everything's too expensive.
Anything that would be an upgrade at this point is going to be near that price range, which you're about to get more money eventually.
Okay, good deal.
So
we'll call it good then.
All right, AC's 15 now. Nice.
Yeah. So the studded leather is.
So when you wear armor, if you're not wearing armor, it is 10 plus your dexterity modifier.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you, because it says the armor class is 12 and I'm at 15, so that's dexterity. Okay.
Yep. So if you're not wearing armor, it's 10 plus your dexterity modifier. If you are wearing armor, it is whatever the AC is on the armor plus your dexterity modifier. Some pieces of armor, such as plate and such, will only allow so much of your dexterity modifier to be added to it.
Okay.
Hence, it hinders you from moving.
Yep.
So.
Gotcha.
But it is +1 AC for 45 gold. I mean, that's a steal, honestly. So.
Oh, here, Wheelin and Dealin.
Yep. Eliana is good where she's at.
Yeah, and that was going to be my next question, whether or not we can do anything for her.
Well, let's see. She's got scale mail. No, she's going to be, if she jumped to like a breastplate, well, that'd be the same AC. See, that's like all her medium armors are 13 plus dex modifier, and then in parentheses it says max 2.
Mm-hmm.
So like you would, if you put on her armor, yes, you'd have an AC of 14 plus your dex modifier, but you'd only get +2 from your dex modifier, so you'd only be able to go to 16. But you aren't able to wear medium armor, so.
Nope. Gotta stay nimble like a cat.
Yep. Fun thing is she's the advantage to having the breastplate over the scale mail is she does not have disadvantage on stealth checks in a breastplate. So somewhere down the line it might be a decent idea. Oh, excuse me. So she Eliana looks at the shopkeeper and says, "No, I'm fine. You get what you needed."
Yeah, I think we're set. I don't think there's anything else.
Okay. So you guys end up heading out. Now you've been to the board, but you didn't choose what you were gonna do, correct?
We picked up two. Yeah, we been to the board. So there's the escort, and then there's the loggers camp.
Okay. So what would you like to do, sir?
Escort sounds like it could be interesting. So we have to escort. Refresh my memory. Escort some
The
highbrow guy or something.
he is the give me a second here.
Colonel Highbrow.
No, he's the new overseer of what the hell was that? That's the one I was thinking about. That I kept saying Dwarven excavation, but it's not the Dwarven excavation. Oh, you think I would have this figured out by now?
Never.
Fandolin, where is the so you okay, yeah, the loggers camp would be bringing supplies to Harbin Wester, his brother.
Harven or
Ha-
Harben?
Harbin Wester. He's the guy that's giving you all the quests. He's the one that kind of that cowardly guy that keeps running inside and talking to his little people.
Yep.
You'd have to go to the provision store where you just were and escort the prepared delivery to the loggers camp and return with a signed notice from Tybor Wester, his half brother. Then the other one was the you needed to escort the new overseer to the Mountain Toe Gold Mine. He is in Fandolin and he needs to be escorted to the mine. Once you've escorted him there safely, you return to Harbin Wester and collect a reward.
Both of them are escort missions.
Basically, one is escorting goods and one is escorting a person.
Yeah. So one is just one person and one is goods and whoever is moving the goods, right?
Correct.
So it's yeah. Yeah, let's do the loggers camp. Let's do the escort the goods.
Oh, okay, yeah. We can head back to the
unless Ellie has some sort of,
honestly, sometimes people are tiring, and overseer for a mine. I've met a few overseers in my life, and that could be a gigantic, pardon my language, pain in the ass.
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about the language you use, Ellie. It's getting out of control.
She kind of blushes. Jerk. So we need to head back to the provisioner shop, she says. And we will head out from Barthen's Provisions. where
All
we
right.
just were.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So you head back to Barthen's Provisions. You walk inside, and he looks at the two of you and said, "You get lost? Did you find what you needed?"
Contrary to popular belief, we are not wandering in circles. We're actually here to escort. We're going to take that escort the provisions from the job board.
Oh, the delivery.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. We can. Yes. The wagon's in back. It's loaded up. There's a couple of um
So how many wagons are we taking here? Just two?
no, it's just a wagon.
Okay.
Um, there are two massive crates, and he hands you a piece of parchment and says, "This is what is this is the bill. This is what is in the crates. If you look at it, there's like dried meat, blocks of cheese, loaves of bread, casks of ale, flasks of oil." Uh, he said, "This is all it's all in a cart in back, and Vincent will be pulling the cart. So I do expect Vincent and the cart back when this is done. Um, so please bring them back, and uh, yeah, you bring them back. I will pay you for the delivery."
Sounds good. So we still have our horses, and so we can clip clop
Yeah,
along.
yeah, you could, yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna hop on the horses and uh, do we don't need to go back and get them, do we?
You didn't have them with you.
Yep. So we're
They've
gonna go back
kind
and
of
get
been
the
out of the
horses.
stable.
Yep.
Okay.
So I was hoping it was kind of like The Witcher, where you just whistle and the horse shows up.
Right, except you guys had to tie him up. That's part of where Ellie and Alphonse went when they
Ah,
came into town. When you went to drink, they took care of the horses.
oh, that's
So
mighty kind of them.
yeah. Um. So you go back. You find the horses. You come back, and there is a they give as you approach. There's this giant ox that's strapped to this little two-wheeled wagon, and there are the two large crates and a couple of small casks in the back of this wagon. It's full. Um, but that's it. There isn't any humans to run it. It's an ox, so you need to guide the ox along with being on your horses.
Wait, so there's
There is no human or driver to this. It is an ox that
so
is going to
what's
follow you.
what's Clarence gonna be doing?
Vincent?
Yeah,
Vincent is the ox. You find out shortly.
that's great.
That's one of the shop hands is uh, just kind of explains that this is Vincent. He's good. He'll follow you. The fact that you have horses is good. He will follow in line along, and um, you shouldn't have any problems with him.
Great. Thank you. We will make sure Vincent gets back in one piece.
That's
All right.
we appreciate it. He's a good ox. He's a good um, pack animal.
All right. Let's hit the road.
All right.
This ox isn't going to deliver itself.
It's gonna take you roughly 2 days to get to the loggers camp.
All right.
Um, I need one of you to give me a survival check as you get out on the road.
And half a day in, we got kicked by the ox. Now we're dead.
There's worse things than getting kicked by an ox. Just saying.
Eaten by the ox? Ooh, nice. 19 plus survival is 4, so 23.
Absolutely fantastic. I just got to pull this map up, sorry.
You show up to the loggers' camp with a hoof print in the middle of your forehead.
All right. Moving along, I will need you to make 2 more of them before the day is out.
$14.
14. All right. Now hold there before you make the second one.
Yep.
You start entering the woods at this point in a very, you're off the main trail that ran east to the Butterskull Ranch, and you're actually headed north just into the Fandolin Woods, or the Neverwinter Wood, I should say. And there's a small clearing ahead of you just shortly after you get inside, and about 60 feet ahead of you, there's a wild boar glaring at you suspiciously.
I'm gonna chase him away.
How do you chase him away?
Great question. I'm going to pull out my rapier, and is there like something hard I can bang it against, or kind of like
what? What are you banging against?
Genius is being distracting. It's Robin Hood Men in Tights reference.
Kind of wild.
That's a pig. That is a wild boar. Any like large rocks, or should I like anything I can bang it against, like on the wagon? Like, can I bang it against the wagon and like not have the wagon fall apart?
Yeah, you do it. So you take your rapier out and you just kind of take the hilt of it and you bang it against the wagon a couple of times and kind of yell, "Ah, shoot! Get!" And the boar kind of, you know how a dog, I'm sure you know how a dog would like get a low head and like is going to play with you. Type thing. It kind of backs off into that stance and then takes off to the right into the grass. Tall grass.
Sweet.
Okay,
we're gonna keep going then. I'm gonna hop back on my horse. Actually, I'm gonna take a look around to see if there's anything that had scared it into the path.
Okay. So perception check. Actually, are you staying standing on the ground? Are you getting up on your horse, or are you walking into the woods when you do this?
I'm getting up on my horse.
Okay, are you taking the horse into the wooded area, or are you staying kind of on the path?
I'm staying on the path. I'm just taking a quick look around.
Perception check then.
Yep. I rolled a 14, so...
a 14?
18.
18. You don't notice anything that might have scared it out onto the path, but you do notice that where it darted into the tall grass actually looks like a footpath, like a well-worn footpath. Which strikes you as a little strange that a boar would use a footpath.
Well, we can't go on any shenanigan chases or exploring because of the ox. So let's keep going. I'm going to tell Ellie we just need to, maybe on our way back we can
one more survival check for the day.
15.
15. Yes. Okay. So you get to the end of the day, and you start thinking about creating a camp, rounding the horses up, tying them up so that they can graze. And what would you like to do to set up camp for the evening?
So we're off to the side, right? Is what you
Mm-hmm.
said.
Sure.
What's
If you want to be. I
okay?
mean,
So we're
camp
gonna.
in the middle of the path if you wanted to.
Is there clearing anywhere right off the side of the road that we could kind of?
Nothing that's looks like it's been used like regularly, but there is a place where you could lay some grass down, put your bedroll down over some long grass, and kind of mat it down and create a little camp area.
All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna attach the axe to a tree, kind of like to keep them from running.
Okay.
We're gonna tie up the horses. Um,
Do you leave the cart on the ox?
uh,
Between you and Ellie, you'd be able to untie him if you wanted to.
okay.
Untether him from the cart.
Yeah, we'll take the cart off, make sure that's secure. Tie up the ox, give him some food. Actually, he'll just be eating grass, so that doesn't matter.
Yep.
Tie up the horses. What's the weather like?
It's nice. It's a clear day. Little
So
cool.
not any. It doesn't look like it's gonna rain or anything.
No,
Okay. So
but it is cooler. You're getting into fall, so
mhm.
most of my adventures always start in fall for some reason. It's my favorite season.
Fair enough. So then I'm gonna light a fire.
Light
After
a fire.
all that's taken care of.
Okay. You make a small fire, and you guys have an uneventful evening. Are you guys gonna take turns taking a watch?
Yeah, I'll start. Um, so what we'll do is we'll do 3 shifts. I'll start, then she can do the middle, and then I'll take the morning shift.
Okay. So, go ahead and make a perception check as you scan the woodline at dusk.
23.
23. You do hear some rustling nearby in the woods. You actually catch a glimpse of a boar. You're not sure it's the same one from earlier, but you do see a boar.
How far away?
Probably about 30 feet or so.
And it's just sitting there watching us?
No, it's walking. It looked at you at one point. It's just kind of walking around out there.
All right, well, I'm just gonna let it do its thing.
All right. The rest of your watch goes by uneventful. You wake Eliana. Do you tell her about the boar that you saw?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna let her know that there's some animals about, so she just needs to be sure that we don't get trampled. I don't want to be stabbed in the ass by a boar at 2 in the morning.
You don't want to be stabbed in the ass by Borat? What?
Well, that would be true. I also don't want that.
Sorry, that's what I heard. Okay, so you wake Eliana. Eliana needs a perception check. Where's her perception? D&D dice roller. Yeah, she does not see anything on her watch.
What did she roll?
A 4 plus 5 equals 9. Perception check. I like that dice roller on D&D Beyond. It's actually pretty cool. So, So her watch goes by. She wakes you back up and says, I didn't see anything out there. I didn't hear anything other than like crickets, frogs, stuff like that. I gotta go back to bed, she says.
Sounds like a plan. All right, I'll be up for the rest of the night then.
Okay, make one more perception check.
15.
15. You do not see a boar go by or anything at that point. It's just crickets and frogs and stuff.
Oh my.
Crickets and frogs and boars, oh my. Something like that. So, the morning comes and you hook up Vincent to the wagon and everything and get rolling on the road again. On the road again. It's not really on the road again. Oh, where the hell did my map go? Some biscuit. I had the map up and now I lost it.
You know, there's a pill for that.
There we go.
It's a gentle humor kind of day.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's still blue, but they're all just kind of
Even keeled.
even keel humor. There's a show title for you, even keel humor. So as you start out, it's wooded. Sun's shining from what you can tell, and you don't think there are a lot of clouds and spots that you can see through the canopy. You realize that it is actually a very, very beautiful day. I need survival checks. I'll need 3 more of them as your day progresses.
20.
20. All right. You believe you are still on track. Nothing seems out of the ordinary or like you believe you're headed in the right direction. Nothing senses that gives you the idea that you might have wandered off trail. So 2 more of those survival checks to see.
14.
14. Still, yep. You believe Ellie confirms. She looks around. She's like, yeah, things are going well. Judges by the sky. It's about midday now. Last one to get through your afternoon.
Can we make it? Can we
Can
make it?
Can you make it there, or are you gonna waste time?
I think I
That
can.
is the question.
I think I can. I think I
You've
can.
been doing well.
Yeah. 22.
22. Yep.
The
Right.
dice love me today. Unfortunately,
Right.
it's not in combat.
Right on track. You come through clearing at one point, and the logging camp spreads out before you along the south shore of the river ahead.
Do
There's
you
a
have a map of
dozen.
this at all?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You want to share it with me? I'll throw it up on the.
Let me see if I can. Let's see. Let me take that then and drop it here. Send. That's cool.
You can keep talking.
No, I'm reading something. Sorry. There are. I shouldn't have sent you that map specifically. I should have sent you the player map, but it's all right.
Oh, you can send me the different one.
Okay, don't look at that one.
Nope, I'm not looking at it.
Let's drop this one over here. Let's do that one. There you go.
Oh, yeah, this one is unmarked.
Yes. So you kind of come in from that southern road, and there are 12 tents that are all along the shore of the river. Near the dock, there's a cabin with logs stacked under an awning, and there are older cabins close by that have been torn down, seem to leave only stone chimneys and foundations. It's eerily quiet, and you do not see anyone around.
All right, hold on. I'm still adding the image.
That's all right. The wind kind of blows through the camp. You hear the water on the river rolling down.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
The cliff face to your left as you come into the camp, that's about 10 feet tall, and it eventually whittles down to nothing where you think you can get up on there to see. You can see the stone chimneys off to the left, and the rubble remains of as you move further along in towards L2, or in towards the middle of camp.
L2.
So I can't use those references. That's why I wanted to give you the map, because I could use those references easily, but it gives away other stuff.
And which way did we come in on? You said we came in the
From
southern?
the south.
Okay.
Yep, from the south one road. So as you move towards the center of camp, you realize that both that cabin there has been leveled and only the chimney stands. And then you can see up the hill to the left, those two cabins have both been leveled too, and the remains of a chimney and the foundation is all that stands up there. There's several bundles of logs laying around and carts. The tents are set up in circles with campfire in the middle of them. What would you like to do? It's very quiet.
I would like to. So does it look so it's deserted? Like there's nobody there? Like
Yeah, that's very much
absolutely
no one's
deserted. There. Okay. I'm going to. I'm actually going to bring the axe over to one of the trees up by the water. Go past those two sets of camps. There's that tree that's right on the north side by the water, northeast.
Okay.
I'm gonna tie him up there and get him some water and
let's hold there, because as you walk past that first camp, give me a perception check.
22.
22. You feel the ground rumble a little bit below your feet.
Ruh-roh.
And just in front of you, out of the ground, bursts a how do I describe this thing? You know what I can do? I can do this. This. Oh, shit. I didn't want to grab that. I want to grab this. I can send you the picture.
Oh.
That bursts out of the ground in front of you.
Oh, good lord.
With many eyes.
What is it called?
Well, you don't know. You've never seen something like this before.
I'm going to call it the scary mantis.
Scary mantis works. It looks like an enormous many-legged insect. It has long antennae that twitch in response to any movement around it. Its legs end in sharp hooks, adapted for burrowing and grasping its prey. And its powerful mandibles could snap a small tree in half.
Your powerful mandibles.
it bursts through the ground and tries to attack you.
Of course it does.
Yep. And this is, oh, you know what I can do is if I go, come on, let me
There.
bring,
I added him to the screen, so now everybody can see you. What the hell
Alright.
is Scary Mantis looks like? Oh, um, hmm. I don't like him at all. So he surprised us. So he goes first, huh?
Yeah. So he's trying to, does a 13 hit your AC?
Do we want to start this fight now?
Just does a 13 hit your AC?
No.
No. Okay. So it reaches out to try and grab you and misses. And at that point, we will stop. Like you said, do we want to start this now? We probably don't want to start this now.
No.
It was just going to add some tension to it if it did hit you.
I gotcha.
So, dang nabbit. So,
Scary
we
Mantis.
will start that. We will start next week with the Scary Mantis encounter. If don't go digging, and don't look at that other map. In fact, can I remove that from?
Yeah, delete it. I won't. I wouldn't look at it anyways. If you said not to, I wouldn't.
Yeah, okay. Because it will actually, it'll give away what they are, and then you could go look it up, and I don't want you knowing what it is.
I gotcha.
Not that I think you would.
No.
And that's a thing as a player. Being a good player, allow your DM to surprise you. A good DM will actually reskin creatures, and you won't always face what it's being called or what it looks like. I've straight up taken a dragon's stat block and called it something entirely different before. But as a player, don't go. It's neat to go through the monster manual and look at all the stuff, and it's actually fine to do that. But don't use that knowledge in the moment. Separate your character knowledge from your player knowledge, and let your character be surprised, act surprised, quiver in fear if it's a thing that shows crap that you should be fearful of. Play along. Don't go, oh, I know it's this, and then start using stuff that's weakness. Investigate it to find its weaknesses. Don't metagame. It only ruins the game. It makes the story worse. So, just a note from a DM. Don't do stuff like that.
Yeah,
Because
I like surprises in games.
I've dealt with players like that, and it's not fun, both for the party and for the DM. When one player knows exactly what it is and then just goes and handles it based on its weaknesses. Mm-hmm. Make your character find the reasons. I mean, if you know there's a weakness there, try and do something. Ask the DM to see if you would notice any weaknesses. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Yeah, if I know, it's tough because sometimes it's hard to avoid spoilers and things, especially if you've played a lot.
Yeah,
I would assume. But yeah, it's going through this fresh. I don't want to know anything.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll start there. We'll work our way through this loggers camp adventure next week and get you leveled up. Ooh.
Scary Mantis's weakness is fondness for kittens. That could be Lazy Dragon, but unfortunately, I don't have a bag of kittens with me.
It's really actually kind of funny because Lazy Dragon's
is that his weakness?
No, he doesn't. But his character has probably the closest thing to a bag of kittens in D&D. It's called a bag of tricks. You open it up, and there's different color bag of tricks. But you open it up, and you pull these little fluff balls out, and you throw them. It's almost like Pokeballs. You pull these little fluff balls out and throw them, and they turn into a random animal. So he has a tan bag of tricks in my other campaign.
Yeah, genius. No bag of kittens. Sorry. I have a bag of teeth. I don't know if that's gonna do it.
A bag of teeth. A bag of teeth. Oh yeah,
Uh,
he has a pet rock too, which is actually kind of. And I'm not even shitting you. Graz has a pet rock
so
because
I,
he's
I need to
alive.
know more about this. Are you so you have pet rock, you have bag of fluff balls. Is
Oh,
this
here,
like
let me find.
are you stuck in the 80s? Like do you
Bag.
have a mullet? Oh, please tell me you have a mullet.
Nobody has a loincloth. Um, Here, this
That
is.
also does not surprise me.
There's the bag of tricks. I gave you a tan bag? Good lord.
Where
The hell did I give
is
you a tan bag of tricks?
where did you send the
Into the Google Hangout chat.
oh, I didn't it did not come through for me.
All right. There is a gray bag of tricks, a rust bag of tricks, and a tan bag of tricks. And you roll a d8 when you throw the thing out, and with the tan bag of tricks that he has, he can get a jackal, an ape, a baboon, an axe beak, a black bear, a giant weasel, a giant hyena, or a tiger.
That's kind of dope.
You get 3 uses per day, and it resets at night.
A bag of ball bearings. So I throw the ball bearings down, and the scary mantis starts sliding around like a.
Graz has a tendency to throw ball bearings off of high ledges and nearly hit his party. So, all right. Well, that's gonna do it. I kind of shed some light on my own one of my campaigns I'm running. So, um, I hope you all enjoyed this week, and we will see you again next week. Uh, Two nerds, one quest on Twitter. Yes.
Yep. I was kind of waiting to see if you're gonna have a stroke or finish your sentence.
Yeah, I was trying to do that. So,
Yeah, two nerds, one quest on Twitter. We have Tom M Norman on Twitter and at Wildfire 1265.
yep. You know that. Don't ask that like a question.
I can never remember if it. Yeah.
If you get the words right, wildfire, which
Yeah.
is easy,
Yeah.
wildfire, it makes sense. It's a wildfire. Which is funny because the Wild aren't even my favorite hockey team anymore.
Time to switch your
So
handle
I
again.
switched my Twitter handle, but Twitter's gotten so obscure with their handles that no one actually goes by an actual handle anymore. They go by their name,
Yeah.
which is probably a good thing for them. But which I think I'm DMJC.
Yes, I believe that is correct.
So, yeah. So for that man, Norm, I've been your DMJC, and we will see you next week when we deal with the scary mantis thing, grabby guy.
Yeah. Rock hard, rock often, rock a loincloth, apparently.
There you go. Rock hard, rock off, and rock a loincloth. That works. Have a good one, guys.